tonight, we're learning just how out of control his crew got. And you're also talking about the Donald, as in the billionaire turned politician who just loves being in the news. What did he do today? We'll tell you. And in weather.
I'm currently tracking some showers on Doppler radar. Will you see any rain tonight? We'll take a closer look at some of these storms coming up in weather.
Plus, dash cam video just released of the arrest of Sandra Bland, the black woman who died while in a Texas jail. What the officer said to her moments before her arrest may confirm what many suspected. It's all next on ABC-7 at 9. Get ready. You become part of the day's news right now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley at Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Good evening, everyone. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the CW. I'm Ashlie Rodriquez in for Bob Harp, and I have all the stories you're buzzing about on social media.
And I'm Nichole Gomez. I'm tracking what you're saying. I'm also tracking some showers on Doppler radar. We're going to take a quick look at Doppler radar, show you some of the activity that's currently taking place. As you can see, we're seeing that scattered rain pretty much throughout the entire region, but we'll zoom in a little closer to some of these storms and talk about rain chances for your area coming up in just a bit. Ashlie?
Nichole, see you in just a bit. Now, this next story really has the borderland talking, and not many are taking the side of DJ Clever. Remember, he allegedly resisted arrest Friday night during the Texas Showdown Festival at the Coliseum. The El Paso County Sheriff says the DJ, or Josh Winkler, was drunk and out of control backstage. 2 officers tried to arrest him but say he refused. Clever serves as the DJ for hip-hop artist Yellow Wolf. And what are you saying about it? Mike says a laptop DJ got drunk, acted like a douche, and got treated like one. Sorry, next time don't break the law. Ivan said it looks like the cop got a little carried away. It seems like he needed to be arrested, but beaten this bad? ABC-7's Darren Hunt got into the nitty-gritty of what these guys allegedly did inside the Coliseum. That's all coming up. All right, well, we have some frightening news out of Horizon City tonight. Residents are on edge after a woman was attacked during her evening jog. Police say just near the golf course, a man grabbed her from behind and put a knife on her throat. The woman told police he threatened to kill her if she screamed. She fought off the man and luckily ran away. Now let's get to your comments. This story, has Donna saying, gives me a reason to load my 45. Claudia telling police, where were you guys? You guys are always giving tickets. I'm surprised you didn't get him right away, since we have a lot of cops in Horizon, including the sheriff. And another Claudia says, I'm glad she was able to fight back and get away. My prayers for her recovery. The man has a bite mark on his arm, described as light-skinned and medium build. Be on alert and share any tips with police. A mixed martial artist who fought off 4 men who broke into his home is now in trouble with the law. From our New Mexico mobile newsroom, Joe Torres ended up killing one of the attackers on New Year's Eve in 2013. The DA decided not to file murder charges against him, but now he's been accused of domestic violence. The new complaint says Torres had an altercation with his girlfriend in Carlsbad. She went to stay at a friend's house, and Torres allegedly began banging on the door looking for her. When she wouldn't come out, Torres allegedly pointed a gun at 2 of her friends. He said to them, "You don't know who you're messing with," and allegedly referred to the Azteca gang. Torres remains detained in the Eddy County Detention Center. All right, let's turn to storm track weather now. Nichole Gomez has a look at your first forecast. And Nichole, I know you guys have been tracking scattered storms and rain activity all across the borderland.
We have, Ashlie, and we'll take a look at the rainfall totals in your full forecast. But right now, let's take a look at Doppler radar. As you can see, we're seeing those widespread scattered showers throughout the entire region. We're going to zoom in a little closer, where we're seeing a lot of the darker greens and even some of the yellows and reds around Las Cruces and Fair Acres. We'll zoom in just a little tighter here, where we're seeing heavier rainfall around Anthem Road, Fair Acres, and around North Motel Boulevard. And as we travel towards Sonoma Ranch, very light rainfall is what we're currently seeing in around North Roadrunner. Some of the darker greens popping up there. But as we travel south along I-10 around Mesquite and Vado, we are seeing a lot of the yellows and reds here, but they are beginning to fade out. Looks like this rain, or cell I should say, is developing around 0.65 inches an hour. That's how much rain it is dropping currently. So far around I-10, Mesquite and Bottle, we've seen 0.6 inches, but we're seeing some of that rain continue to fall right now. So I'm pretty sure that number will go up. But our threat tracker for tonight, rain will be in the moderate category. And just keep in mind, as some of these storms develop, we could see wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Lightning, of course, also an issue. And as far as hail, that's also in the low category. But we're still tracking those storms that will continue to develop tonight. Rain chances still in the forecast tomorrow, and the weekend we're expecting hotter temperatures. We'll talk about those details coming up in just a bit. Ashlie?
Nichole, thank you. Back to the story that has Jay saying, I really think Yellow Wolf's camp should let this thing go. It amazes me that they are still going at it in their social media accounts. Okay, so what are we talking about? Today we learn more about what happened after the arrest of DJ Clever in Yellow Wolf's Coliseum dressing room. ABC-7's Darren Hunt spoke with El Paso Sports Commission, and they said, get this, they've never seen anything like this before.
It was a great event that was marred by one guy deciding to be a knucklehead.
After the arrest of DJ Clever, El Paso Sports Commission CEO Brian Kennedy said he briefed Yellow Wolf about the charges filed against his DJ in his dressing room.
Then he jumped off the couch to threaten me, and he was going to beat me up, and so we just left. I just left the room at that point.
Kennedy said when he came back up to Yellow Wolf's dressing room after he left, he found this toilet plugged with towels and this beer can in the tank in an attempt to flood the second floor of the Coliseum.
Had we not known that there was a potential for damage and hadn't gotten it, it would have flooded the entire second floor dressing room and probably dripped down into the first floor dressing rooms also.
Kennedy said in addition to trying to clog the toilet, someone left behind a pile of human feces.
He had relieved himself and left a pile of excrement in the middle of the dressing room.
This is an Instagram photo posted by Yellow Wolf of a member of his crew allegedly soiling the dressing room floor.
I understand there was some damage at the hotel later that evening.
An employee at the Radisson told me someone in Yellow Wolf's crew left some damage at the hotel, although they would not tell us what that damage was or speak to us about it on camera.
This tattoo festival brought in over $250,000 in economic impact. It was an awesome festival. Everybody had a great time. I think everybody who came here had a great time. Behind the scenes, we had one knucklehead we had to deal with.
Yeah, Knucklehead is right. Asked if Yellow Wolf and his crew would be invited back, Kennedy laughed and said, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, our viewer George wrote on Facebook, he's not coming back, who cares? All right, everyone, you can connect with us by using the name CU on the CW on the big 3 social media apps. You can also join the discussions at the KVIA.com Facebook page or at ABC-7 Breaking on Twitter. The city of El Paso is cracking down on employers who don't pay employees what they're owed.
Too many companies think that they can just forget about paying them and nobody's going to do anything about it. Well, this is a way for us to sit there and say, no, if you want to do business with the city, if you want to get permits and licenses here at the city, you better make sure that nobody's come after you for not paying what you should be paying.
Last week, Council unanimously approved the creation of a wage theft database. It will track information about businesses with judgments against them. Several city reps say they want to revise the ordinance. They want to make it tougher by keeping violators from getting city permits and licenses. The discussion and possible action for the expanded penalties is scheduled for the next City Council meeting next Tuesday. And streetcars are on their way back to El Paso. The trolleys will run up Stanton to UTEP at the Don Haskins Center, then back down Oregon to the Transfer Center. The city is currently looking into who is going to design and build the project. It's a $97 million project, and 3 companies are bidding to be a part of it.
It's good for our community because, it keeps the work here in El Paso, which we need because, it's to help out all of us here in El Paso.
And the Chamber of Commerce says the project is expected to be completed by 2018. Also, Council gave an update on San Jacinto Plaza. The details were discussed in executive session, but City Attorney Sylvia Barunda Firth said the plaza's underground work is just about complete. The city still doesn't have a date for when construction will be complete, but is sticking to sometime this fall. El Pasoans lost a local legend yesterday. Tom Moore, cartoonist for the famous Archie comic books series, died at the age of 86. Tonight, a look back at his legacy. ABC-7's Iris Lopez reports.
I remember when he walked in and I says, who is that shaggy looking guy? And my sister kicked me and she says, that's Tom Moore.
In the comic book world, Tom Moore is a name that won't soon be forgotten.
I think everybody should buy an Archie comic and put it away just to remember him because he was such a great man.
After graduating Austin High School, Moore got his start when he was assigned to be a staff cartoonist in the Navy during the Korean War. We last interviewed Moore back in 2005.
I wrote the stories and drew Archie from 1953 off and on until 1988.
Moore was responsible for bringing America's typical teenager to life back in 1953 when he first drew Archie.
It's actually lucky that I made a career of it because I don't know if I could have made a living doing anything else.
Tom Moore was more than just a cartoonist. He was an inspiration for up-and-coming artists.
A young man, his name is Danny Campos. He did the artwork for that. I know Danny's going to be big one of these days.
And although an El Paso legend is gone, his legacy will never be forgotten.
Well, it was a pleasure. It was a privilege to know him. You know, he's just surprised that he came from El Paso and such a legacy that he could leave behind.
Iris Lopez, ABC-7.
The race for the Republican presidential nomination is getting ugly.
He's becoming a jackass.
Then I watched this idiot Lindsey Graham on television today, and he calls me a jackass. He's a jackass.
Oh my goodness, Donald Trump is becoming increasingly isolated as he keeps making enemies on the campaign trail. Are his poll numbers suffering?
Now! Wow.
And we'll let you hear what the state trooper said to Sandra Bland moments before arresting her. She died inside a Texas jail, but her family is calling the apparent suicide murder. The new dash cam may fuel their worst fears. Stay with us.